The Multi-Agency Resource Center, commonly referred to as the MARC, uses evidence-based assessments and referrals that divert at-risk youths from the juvenile justice system whenever possible into appropriate and meaningful services when necessary that will lead to better outcomes for youth and their families. The MARC is a single entry point and coordinated approach to youth services that assists local systems of care in managing community resources efficiently and effectively in Calcasieu Parish. It was designed to link youth to services that most directly affect their needs and allows an immediate access to those services. The MARC also provides a non-threatening, inclusive atmosphere for those parents or non-system youth simply looking for information. The warm, home-like environment puts the youth and family at ease and builds staff morale and collaboration. A separate entrance from arrested youth helps reduce a law enforcement and institutional feel. Extended hours of operation allow opportunities for family engagement without interfering with work or school obligations. Youth and families come through the MARC in two ways. The first way is by referral of school officials, parents, or concerned adults for status offenses such as truancy, ungovernable, and runaway. Parents and youth are greeted by the staff and an intake interview is conducted, gathering necessary social, educational, medical, and clinical information. The youth undergoes an assessment using a research-based assessment tool called the Juvenile Inventory for Functioning, JIF. The JIF asks questions across 10 areas of life functioning and about the interests and strength-based coping skills. If the JIF displays results of mental health or substance abuse concerns, then additional assessment tools are administered. Massachusetts Youth Screening Instrument, MASI, and the Substance Abuse Subtle Screening Inventory, SASI. If a mental health crisis is occurring, the youth meets with a licensed clinical professional as part of a crisis intervention process to ensure a safety plan is in place. When the assessment is completed, the staff completes a service plan with input from the family on practical and achievable goals. Staff makes calls to service providers for appointment times before the family is dismissed from the office. The second way a youth enters the MARC is due to a misdemeanor arrest by law enforcement. A separate entrance provides entry by law enforcement and the arrested youth. The youth is immediately released to a MARC officer, and law enforcement is back on the road in less than 10 minutes. The parent is notified and comes to the MARC for an interview. The youth is released from the secure area to the parent, and staff conducts the interview and assessment in the non-secure area of MARC. Families may also access the MARC for information on services in the community. An updated directory of services is maintained at the MARC, and also assists families with crisis intervention and assists them in identifying solution-focused services that divert the child, when possible, from formal case processing by the justice system. Calcasieu Parish is pleased to provide this resource center to the youth and families of our community.